Hi, Anmol. Nice to see we have more essays from you. Let's take a look at what you've done here. The first one is your cover letter. Okay, let's see what you had to say. Dear Sir, Madam, I am writing about the job opening in your organization for which I would like to apply for, so please allow me to elaborate on my qualification. All right. I like that you have clearly stated the purpose for your letter. Unfortunately, there are some grammatical mistakes here, so we have to fix those. Okay, so I'm writing about the job opening in your organization for which I would like to apply. Why? Because, yeah, you do need the for, but since you put it here in the formal style before your relative pronoun which, you don't need to use it again here. So you have to make a decision either here in the beginning of the clause, which is where you put it, which is more formal, or here at the end, which is less formal, okay? But you can't use it both. So personally, I prefer this because it's higher level and it's more formal. So my suggestion is to get rid of it here. Now, I don't really love this part here. So let's try the sentence again with some corrections, okay? I'm writing about the job opening in your organization for which I would like to apply. Full stop. Below, please find more details about my qualifications, plural. Okay, I don't like this so. It feels very conversational. You could have said, please allow me to elaborate on my qualifications, again, plural, but okay, but just the rest of the letter is going to be about your qualifications. So you could take my suggestion or you can alter it in some other way. All right, let's move on. I'm applying for the position of software tester because it is related to a field for which I have always been passionated since my school days. All right, again, grammar. I am applying for the position of software tester because it's just a little awkward. It is related to a field for which I have been passionate. Even if you just fix this passionate, let's just clean it up. It's too wordy and it's too complicated. So, how about this? Because this is a field I have been passionate about since my school days. Okay? I have also completed my bachelor's and master's in information technology, and for these reasons, I believe I am a perfect candidate for the opening role. Now, this is okay except for your word here, opening, which is incorrect. It should be for the available role, or for the opening, full stop, without the role. I am a hardworking person, and this attitude helps me to accomplish, without that ed, several projects of testing. I always wanted to be a part of a giant software service company, so I'm very encouraged to apply for this job. All right, let's fix some things here too. I didn't like this several projects of testing. I assume that you're working here on the bullet regarding your energy and enthusiasm, but I do want to fix this a little bit, okay? So, I am a hardworking person, and this attitude helps me to to complete multiple projects simultaneously. All right? I think that's a better way of saying this. I have always wanted to be part of a giant software service. I don't really like this, a giant software service. It just sounds a little too informal. Giant, okay? So, and I didn't like this. I'm very encouraged. I also don't feel like there's really much cohesion in this paragraph, so I also would like to change that. Why don't we take these sentences and reverse the order so that this one leads into this one? Let me show you what I mean. I have always wanted to be part of a large software service company, so I am very enthusiastic about this position. If hired for the position of software tester, you will see that I am a very hardworking person, and this attitude helps me undertake multiple projects simultaneously. Okay, so I think I kind of like that flow better. I don't know if you agree, but you can just take that as a suggestion. All right, let's move on. Regarding my work experience, I have been working in a startup software company for the last 4 years. My current roles and responsibilities are very similar to the requirement of the open, get rid of that ED, position. Moreover, I have also completed automation certifications to keep myself updated with the demand of the market. I'm looking forward to your favorable reply. Yours faithfully. Okay, all that's fine. No problems there. So there's definitely some good stuff here. You have the right organization and so forth, but there were just a few things that were a little awkward. So that was my goal, to fix some of that awkwardness. Okay, and I think we did it. So nice. Let's take a look now at this online translations essay. Looks kind of long. Let's see what you did here. How many words is this? Let's take a look. 344. All right, I guess that's okay. I hope it took you less than 40 minutes. Remember that that's the maximum you have. So let's see what you actually did. It is common these days that to convert one language word to another, people use several different online applications. I believe drawbacks of this trend are eclipsed by its benefits, as it helps people in learning and also saves the cost of translators. All right, okay, but there were a couple of things I didn't like. Like, for example, you went a little heavy with the commas. You didn't need all of these. So let's try it again, okay? It is common these days that to convert from one language to another without the word, people use several different online applications. Get rid of the comma here. I believe drawbacks of this trend are eclipsed by its benefits, as it helps people in learning and also saves the cost. Okay, fine. So let's move on. The prime advantage of language translating apps is that okay, why? Because it's apps, plural. They facilitate people, they facilitate learning a new language. Not they facilitate people, but they facilitate learning a new language. Before the advent of these apps, people used to attend offline language classes that were a time-consuming process. However, now learning and acquiring language-related skills is at their fingertips, and that too from the comfort of their own home. Moreover, with the utilization of these modern technology platforms, people were saving thousands of dollars, which they had to spend on the hiring of different language speakers for their business. For instance, companies that provide customer care services by messaging had to hire many employees to cover all language customers. But nowadays, the same job is performed by a single person with the help of these apps, such as Bilingual. Therefore, organizations are making a huge profit by cutting out their labor expenses. Lovely. Good job. Despite these benefits, the increasing usage of language converter apps has a major drawback of diminishing the real-life interaction among people. In other words, people prefer to use these apps rather than going out to learn and practice a new language with real people. Due to this, people are less socializing. How about people are socializing less? That makes sense. Which makes people lonelier as compared to earlier times. For example, the Times recently reported that offline language classes have reduced, no, not have reduced, have shrunken, have fallen in popularity. That's a better expression. Since the first language app launched in 2013, and so that's awkward. I know what you're trying to do here. I'm just trying to see if I can fix it for you. Okay, so they have let's see, offline language classes have dropped have dropped. Language classes have wait, let's try that again. Recently reported that attendance in offline language classes has dropped by 70%. I know what you're trying to do here, but I'm having a really hard time trying to fix it. So you just have to correct this. The and so, I know what you're trying to do, but like I said, it just doesn't work. Nevertheless, if people took this issue seriously, there would be many ways to solve this. I don't understand this. What does that mean? And if you're telling me that there are many ways to solve this, then why don't you go into those details? If not, then don't even include it. I don't really understand the purpose of this sentence, okay? All right, moving on. To conclude, although the rise of language apps, to conclude, although with the rise of language apps, get rid of this comma, real life communication has decreased. I don't understand. All right, let's try it again. To conclude, although with the rise of language apps, real life communication using a new language has decreased, it offers many advantages related to cost and convenience, which cannot be ignored, and outweigh its disadvantages. Honestly, I would have gotten rid of this last part. It just overcomplicates the sentence. So, I mean, you're basically saying this. Its advantages cannot be ignored. Okay? If the government helped to ameliorate its negatives, it is predicted that this trend would certainly rise to a huge extent. Okay, that's a little strange. Why are you bringing in the government here? You never talked about the government. You never gave us, you never made us understand that the government could potentially play a role in something like this. So all of a sudden to throw this idea in here seems rather strange. I don't know why you've chosen to do that, and honestly, I would have left this out. I think that there are other things you could have said as a kind of prediction to finish out this paragraph. I mean, you could have said something like, if people take advantage of the practical aspects of language apps, but continue to learn languages, then these negative effects could be reduced. Something like that I think would be more appropriate here. Okay? One last thing that I want to say. You said that the positives were greater. What you did, though, is you talked about the positives first, and then you talked about the negatives second. Some language tutors, I should let you know, some IELTS tutors definitely say that you should put the side that you support to the bottom. So first you talk about the side that you don't support, and then you talk about the side that you do support. That's one thing that I personally would have changed here. Maybe other people might suggest something differently, but it is rather important because that's the more logical way to organize. So that's one other thing I would change. All right, this was okay. There were some good elements here. There were a couple places where I told you I liked it. So go ahead and correct these, and let's see more work from you, okay? Good luck.